Imagine living in a place so remote, so cold, that not only is it nearly impossible to give birth there, but dying? That's actually illegal. This isn't some dystopian future. This is real. Welcome to Svalbard, a Norwegian archipelago halfway between the mainland and the North Pole. Svalbard, specifically the town of Longyearbyen, has a law that baffles visitors from around the world. You can't die here. Yes, it's illegal to die in this town, but why? What would make a government outlaw something as natural as death? It all comes down to permafrost. You see, the ground here is frozen all year round, and because of that, bodies don't decompose. They just stay preserved in the permafrost, like a natural deep freeze. Back in the 1950s, locals made a startling discovery. When they exhumed some graves, they found something chilling. Bodies that had been buried decades ago hadn't decayed. And even worse, they still carried traces of the Spanish flu virus. That's right, one of history's deadliest viruses was still lingering in the bodies preserved by the permafrost. Out of fear that these frozen graves could unleash dangerous pathogens, the government took a drastic step: no more burials. Since then, anyone who is terminally ill or nearing the end of their life is required to leave the island. Their bodies can be sent back to mainland Norway or elsewhere for burial, but they can't stay in Svalbard. Imagine living your whole life in this remote, beautiful place, only to be told, sorry, but if you want to pass away, you have to leave. It sounds surreal, but for the people of Longyearbyen, it's just part of life. Hella, not only can't you die here, you can't be born here either. The local hospital doesn't have the facilities for childbirth. So when a woman is about 3 weeks from her due date, she has to go back to the mainland to have her baby. Talk about a round-trip ticket to birth and death. While this might sound inconvenient, it's simply how life works in one of the world's harshest climates. And life here comes with other challenges too. Svalbard is known for its polar bears. There are actually more polar bears than people on the islands. Every resident who leaves the town's boundary has to carry a rifle to protect themselves. If you think snow-covered mountains and constant polar bear threats sound intense, remember that during the winter they live in total darkness for 4 months. But when the sun does come back, it brings 24-hour daylight, bathing this remote paradise in an endless Arctic glow. Even in summer, the beauty here is both stark and captivating, almost surreal. For such a remote town, Longyearbyen has a surprising mix of people and cultures. You'll find Russians, Filipinos, Chileans, Thais, a little world far up in the Arctic. They've got everything from sushi bars to Thai food and a brewery. Imagine having a bowl of hot and sour soup while looking out over a frozen landscape. It's like stepping into another world. And then there's the Svalbard Global Seed Vault. While the frozen ground isn't ideal for burying people, it's perfect for preserving something else: seeds. This vault holds millions of seeds from crops around the world, a kind of backup plan for humanity if disaster strikes. In 2015, Syria became the first country to withdraw seeds from this vault to replace the ones lost during their civil war. Suddenly, this futuristic vault doesn't seem so outlandish anymore. Living in Svalbard might sound like a series of restrictions, but for the 2,000 residents here, miners, scientists, and adventurers, it's home. They endure one of the harshest climates on Earth with a sense of pride and community. From annual jazz festivals to the work of local artists, this town has its own unique rhythm, a softer side hidden beneath the icy surface. Would you want to visit or even live in Longyearbyen? Let us know in the comments below. So, what do you think? Would you brave polar bears, 24-hour darkness, and a law against dying? Longyearbyen may be one of the most unusual towns in the world, but that's exactly what makes it unforgettable. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more incredible stories from around the world.